If Instagram shut down tomorrow, ask yourself this question: would you still have a business? If TikTok, if whatever social platform, Facebook, that you're using, if it shut down, would you still have a business? If the answer is no, then this video is going to be your wake-up call. Because the most valuable thing isn't your salon. It isn't your chair, your products, or even your content. It's your database. And I sat down with a client this week, and he has big aspirations. He has a very big barbershop here where I'm located. And he said, you know what, Odia, I think I'm in trouble. And I said, why are you in trouble? He said, because if I were to sell my business tomorrow, I have no way of having a database of the people that have shopped with me over the last 10, 15 years. I don't know who my customers are. Like if I were to hand my business over to somebody and somebody would sell. I said, I'm glad that you realize that, because there's a lot of salon owners that are really good and barbershop owners that are great at doing the hair side of it. But when it comes to the business side of it, if you are the business, I always say this, you are the bottleneck. Okay. And so the biggest thing that you want to focus on right now in 2025 is your database, because your database is your business. And if you aren't clear about a database, don't worry, we'll get into that right now. So the biggest problem with social media is the fact that you don't own it. Okay. So number one, your reach and anything on your platform can be deleted at a moment. Okay. Within a moment of any platform. Number two, followers do not equal clients. Like, shares, content, or comments does not equal revenue. And that's important to know. I actually had a client tell me, hey, Odia, I know a few, massive content creators that are not doing that well. And I'm like, yeah, because it doesn't always correlate. And this is what a database is. So if you are not collecting emails and text messages, it means that you are renting your audience, okay? And you are not owning your audience. So all of your hard work is literally going down the drain because you have not centralized your information, your customers' information. So you are one algorithm change away from losing everything. This is why I always say that you need to structure your business based on where you are. Okay, this is super duper duper important. It is not normal for you as a business owner, if you're making less than $100K, to look at someone who is making $10 million, because the things that you can afford, the things that they can afford, you may not be able to afford, okay? So you have to build your business with the fundamentals, and the fundamentals is number one, having a database, which so many business owners, I talk to so many business owners, salon owners, and the biggest opportunity and the biggest challenge is not having a database, a clear, structured database. Now, let me show you a quick example of why your database is your empire, okay? Now, I want you to see these two options here, okay? Option number one and option number two. So if I were to tell you, hey, I want you to go out and get 10 sales today, which option would you take, okay? So option number one, you speak directly to your customer base, okay? Or option number two, someone else that is not affiliated with your business, and then your customers.
Oh.
Where do you think you'd have the most success, or what would you choose? You would more than likely choose option one. Let me pick up the phone and let me call my customers. This is the exact thought process behind why your data is the most important thing in your business after your customer service. Because your email and your text messages are a direct line to your clients. They give you higher conversions and they are unfiltered, meaning you can make faster decisions and you can also make faster money. Okay, so 90% of your revenue will typically come from 10 to 20% of your loyal customers. I want you to remember that. And if you don't have recollection of what your loyal customers are doing when they're shopping with you, and listen, let me not put any pressure on you. If you're a salon owner, in the beauty space, a barbershop, I would reckon to tell you, we have tons of different businesses on our books. There's only like one or two that are doing this, and I would say 50% capacity. Now, they are seeing a lot more reach, but this is not common. And this is why someone can come up to another business and buy it and flip the sales. You know, people are so into like buying different businesses. But this is important because when they're buying a business, all they're doing is putting in the right marketing. Sure, they're going to put in infrastructure, they may have a little bit more dollars, but they're going to track your customers. They're going to understand your customers and flip it. So you want to get your hard-earned money because you're the one that's building the platform. You got to get it. So you need to do what they're doing. And this is exactly how the big franchise, this is how they play. Okay. So your data is your power. You want to track your customers' frequency, their no-shows, their purchases, their preferred services, and that way you can tailor your messaging to them. This is very, very critical. So I don't want you to miss this. You can do all of the marketing in the world, but if you do not capture this in your mind, you are literally throwing away money. And we just are not in the space to do that in this day and age. Okay. So when you have your database, you are choosing option 1. Okay. And this goes for any business, no matter what size it is. Even if you're starting with customer number 1, track their information because it's going to, at the end of the day, help you. So when we talk leads, we cannot talk, without saying automation and AI. And I know people are tired of it, but here's the reality of it. This powerful tool is going to give you 10 times more reach with a smaller budget. And you want to make sure that you are maximizing on this opportunity. Now, let me be very clear, okay? The emojis, the long dashes, these are all telltale signs of AI. So you really want to purge your content of telltale signs because people are just tired. The overwhelm with AI and automation has it's overdone at this point. But you still need to know how to use it in your business, not just to communicate with the chat, GPT, whatever people call it these days, but you want to make sure that you are setting up the right system. So I'll go from easy to like more complex. So number 1, if you want to capture information, the easiest way to do that is with your Google form. It's very simple. It's free if you're not on the business plan. And if you are on the business plan, you pay for it. So you should use it. Okay. And the cool thing is, there are so many automations that whenever somebody fills out a Google form, it can go into a different bucket for you. But at least, hear me out, at least you are setting up the right systems. I know you're busy, you're behind the chair, you have so many clients, but if you don't do this, you are literally throwing money away. Okay, so set up a Google form and make it a part of your booking structure. So when someone books with you, before they come in, just like a doctor, they get all that information. We all know that when we go to the doctor, we're going to have to get the pen and write it down. Your clients should be trained that way because you need that information in order for them to get a better service, but also in order for you to make more revenue, but to know your customer better. Okay, so you need to create a Google form. Number 2, which can be a slight, more technical for people, but just create a QR code at checkout. Okay, so create a QR code, let them, give their information, give them some kind of reward for that. Okay, and number 3, sometimes on different platforms, you can have a pre-appointment digital form so that you may not need to create a Google form, and that goes directly into your booking platform. So if you want to take advantage of this, check if you're already paying for it with Booksy and the other platforms that are out there for you, Squire, the other ones that are out there. And if they are, go ahead and use it if you don't have to have an upcharge for it. But if you do have to have an upcharge for it, honey, just go ahead and create the Google form, okay? The things that you need to capture are this: the name, the phone number, the email, the birthday, and their services, what they got with you, okay? And then another thing that I'm gonna throw in there is how they heard you. How did they find you? This is so important because you need to be able to double down on what's working, okay? And if you don't have that clarity, then you can't double down on it. Number 2, AI-powered engagement. So you can send things like birthday discounts, follow-up style care guides, rebooking reminders, monthly promotions. But here is the caveat, okay? This is what's going to separate the people that just mass send, from the people that actually get real results. You want to better understand your customer. So, for example, it is a much better investment for you to hire some freelancer, right? A good one. You'll be able to hire some on our platform, the Silent Infinity. But to hire a freelancer, a good one, that is going to go through that information, if you have it categorized, and say, okay, if this person got a blowout, then maybe 30, 60 days, they need to come back in for another blowout if they want, or they can come back in for a hair treatment, or whatever it is that their goals were when they sat with you. This is the power of information. And I would have that freelancer send out something personal, because what is everybody else doing? Hey, GPT, what, can I send this person? And then putting in the message, and GPT is like spitting out this generic thing that billions of people are already using, and they're reusing it. And so people are just like, oh, okay, they want to GPT me, I can just get that on GPT. I'm just going to skip past it and through it. That's what happens when you don't have personalization. So I know this may feel like a lot, but just bear with me. If you stop and you think about how you like to be approached, you will oftentimes realize what's important to your customers, okay? So that's the thing. Use AI-powered engagement, but do it in a way that is highly and deeply personalized. Because I always say this, I don't like saying this, but it's the truth. The devil and the dollars are often in the details. So be very detail oriented when it comes to your messaging with your clients. And number 3, turn your database into bookings. Oh my goodness, we did this for a client. Like, they had a really good business. They were already thriving. They were seeing a bit of slump of sales, but it was starting to be like their uptick. And we did a flash I was like, oh, you need to do a promo. Like, you're not nurturing your people. They love you. You just don't have a way to communicate with them. And when I tell you, we launched a promo and she got close to 200 sales in 48 hours, blew my mind. They were like hungry for it. But because she didn't have that CRM in place, she just posted it on social media. She already had a big following. But because we bought a CRM, we put all the information in place, she was able to make a killer weekend. And the average price is like $150 per service. So you do the math. She had a very profitable weekend just from doing one promo. That's what I'm talking about, guys. When you turn your database into bookings and you do the things that other people aren't doing, you will see the results that other people just are not going to get. So send out flash sales, re-engage clients who haven't visited in 60 days. We all get our hair done all the time, so 60 days is a very good timeline. And then use data to upsell, to get that person into a specific product that you have. And that's really important for my businesses that have product-based services and all that good stuff. So this is how you book without posting every single day and without living within an algorithm. So you want to get your system to sell for you. Okay, now I can hear you in my head already saying, oh Dia, I'm already behind the chair. I'm booking clients. I'm trying to keep my business afloat. I don't have the time to get into another CRM. Like, what is even a database in a CRM? Well, here are the 3 things that I want you to know that you'll be missing out on if you don't do it. And then I'll give you a solution at the end, so just stick with me, okay? Number 1, you will miss out on better retention. So all of the work that you're doing, that CRM is going to do it for you. So you'll be missing out on the opportunity to have technology do the work for you, okay? So you will have fewer emptier slots, but if you keep doing it the way you're doing it, you're still gonna stay stuck, okay? You're still gonna have those long days, and all that good stuff where you're doing everything, okay? Number 2, the second thing that you're missing out on are referrals. People do not trust, of course they trust you, but as you grow, they're gonna trust your systems. Okay, it's just like we can go to Macy's, it's just like we can go to Dillard's, and we understand the experience that we're going to have with them. I do not know the Macy's CEO owner. I do not see them posting content. I do not see a lot of these larger companies. I don't know their CEOs, right? You don't know their CEOs, but we know their systems and we trust them. So as you grow, you have to build your systems at the foundation as soon as you can. And I want to tell you that it is going to hurt. It is going to feel like, oh, I could be doing hair right now. I could be doing this right now. It is going to feel like you are losing money because you're not focused on getting money. But the reality of it is you are focused on getting more money in a way that doesn't always require you. Whew. Amen to that. Like, we need that. You need that. So you can focus on expanding yourself without literally expanding yourself. Okay. So the third thing that you're going to miss out on is just easier scaling. Okay. Because you want to get to a point where you have more revenue without you being behind the chair. And this is not a problem that is just generic to a solo salon owner or a person that has a booth. I am talking to people that have made at least $1 million a year, and they still have the same problems. But I always tell them, you are going to stay stuck if you don't relinquish a little bit. And yes, it is going to be rocky, okay? Let me tell you the truth. If no one else is going to tell you, I will. It is going to feel rocky. Some of your clients may not like it, but at the end of the day, you are worth the peace. Okay, you do not have to have a business, and I tell this to myself all the time. You do not have to have a business where you can hustle and grind your way to the floor while other people get to go on a yacht and enjoy while they make billions. You have the same brain. Thankfully, I thank God we have God. So we should be able to have a life while running profitable businesses. And that is the goal. Okay, I know you love hair, but I know you need a break. So we need to get you behind a system that's going to help you get to that next point. Now, I'm going to introduce the solution. So drum roll, please. Okay, so here at the Silent Infinity, we have a small group, and I mean a very small group, of highly trained individuals that can manage your CRM, and we're putting more people into our training program so that they can be able to help you manage on a budget, because I know you're on a budget, so you're welcome for that. But here's the thing, this is super important. You don't want to just go out and get people that you're not going to trust, okay? Because trust is a big thing, because they're dealing with your customers. They're not just dealing with any back end. You want to get with people that have been trained and that understand how to do this really well. So if you want to get on this wait list, just type wait list in the comments and we will send you a Google form. And you can come in, and when we are releasing that to the public, you will then be able to partner with them on a really affordable budget. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get a quick recap. You want to make sure you have a database. You want to make sure you include at least those questions on the database. And you want to make sure that you partner with people that are experienced and that are not going to break your budget. And you can do that with us. All right, guys, until next time.